Welcome in, sim racing fans, to the West Coast Sim Racing MultiClass League. Tonight, it all comes down to this: championship race, GT3 versus GT4, and if my math is mathin', ladies and gentlemen, Josh Hunter just needs 10th or better, no matter how better Daniel Higgins does. If Daniel does win, though, Josh needs 7th or worse. We'll get back to those point standings here in just a few moments' time as this evening, September 11th, we race to honor those the 2,977 who have lost their lives in the tragic events 24 years ago. This is from the World Trade Center, from the World Trade Center to the Pentagon to Shakespeare, Pennsylvania. We will never forget those lost and their family members and the first responders there. Thank you so much there for the ultimate sacrifice, and we'll be right back after this quick message. Appreciate that from Overstock Vehicles, and now we'll get live to championship action here tonight. Coming out here live on Stam Studio Network from the 3.5 mile 11-turd road course out of Daytona. Out of Daytona Beach, Florida. It's a 40-minute race. Competition caution at the 15th minute. 71-degree Fahrenheit temps here, so that's going to be pretty cool. Track temps on some GT3s that they're pretty similar to the last season, but these new GT4 here, the class we're going to have to really talk about here is Marvin Samayo. As a matter of fact, he'll sit P2. I thought he was going to slap it on the pole for GT4, but speaking of that, we'll take a look at this starting grid here tonight. Daniel Higgins slapped it up on the pole, and that's once again big for the playoff point standings here. Josh just needs 10th or better no matter what Daniel does, unless Daniel wins. Then Josh needs 7th or worse for the championship to go to Mr. Higgins. Ali Xay, Daniel Parmalee, Adrian Gutierrez, Brandon Birch, Darren Colby, Josh Hunter, and Nico Colby right there rounding out the top 8. Then we start to look at a 9th, where Stone Colby, then Benjamin Forand and Andrew Bound up here in the GT4 class, 10th, 11th, and 12th overall. Marvin Samayo, Amethyst Reese, Andreas Rafana, Warren Johnson, and Lewis Holloway, Joe Rainey as well. Well, I mentioned it, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to this here tonight. I want you to let us know who you're rooting on here. It's Daniel Higgins. He's got that pink Rexy machine. Definitely going to have to be a driver that we keep an eyeball on up here in the GT3 class. I think we got the old split cams here tonight. GT3's up top, GT4's on the bottom. Green flag racing here from Daytona International Speedway, the world center of racing. This is what the championship all comes down here tonight. Bottom of your screen now, side by side through GT4, door to door. That's Andrew Bound and Benjamin Forehand right there. Side by side, but between Samayoa and Amethyst Reese as well. Oh, we got one going a little bit wide in the GT3 class. I believe that's going to be Stone Colby, who now goes for a spin. Oh no, Daniel Higgins also goes for a spin. Our championship race up front runner. This is huge championship implications. Now Josh Hunter just pretty much has to finish this race 10th or better in the class here, and he will come away with the race win. Unfortunate here for Daniel Higgins here tonight, as here's a quick replay. I know we saw Stone Colby go for a spin on the side-by-side cams. Looks like our championship championship runner up here, as well as leader of the race, goes for a spin on cooler, really cold tire Michelin GT3s here tonight. Welcome in here live on the old Stam Studio Network. Let us know if the old audio is audio and level it's out here tonight, as we have a new Daniel up here to the race lead, and as well through a newer redesigned Lamar chicane. No more grass out there on the bottom. It is just a parking lot now. And as well, it's a redesigned bus stop there, completely new 3D rumbled strips, as well as sausage curbs there on corner entrance and corner exit. Daniel Parmalee to the race lead. He's got that live driver cam there on the left side of the screen. Both Warren Johnson and Daniel Parmalee. He led this lap just barely, but here comes Josh Hunter. He's going to start to contest that race lead. Josh goes way wide there in turns 1 and 2, almost to the next zip code there. He's able to regroup and rearm as we are now door to door once again. That was, ooh, don't tell me. Okay, here's Daniel Higgins. This is the championship, one of the championship drivers that we have to keep an eye on here tonight between Daniel and Josh Hunter. Let's see, Josh Hunter is now up to the race lead after he made his way around Brandon Birch up here. What just happened there? Okay, either the timing and scorings have just updated here. A new run for the century here for Brandon Birch and Daniel Parmalee here coming out of nowhere. Real quick, back to the GT4 class. This is battle for the race lead. Andrew Bound as well as Benjamin Forehand. Marvin Samayo are still up there. He's gained a spot here in the GT4 class where he started, but right now still looking for places to go. Not only is Marvin looking for places to go, but he is looking for back-to-back wins. His first win in the Apex Motor Club Sim Racing Series there last night. If you hadn't caught that broadcast live, make sure you go catch that one. I know I spoiled it there, but it was a lot of fun to watch those last few closing laps as Samayo showed his strength as well as patience. It looks like Ali Xay gets his way around Andrew Bound, and Andrew Bounds once again got a little bit of company here going into the bus stop. We'll call this the old Bound cam here. I know that he was asking for it. Newer drone camera shots here in SSN. He's going to give up the bottom. Interesting run here in NASCAR 3 and 4 as he's going to present Benjamin Forehand to take away the GT4 class lead. Just barely clear there, and once again we do have the competition caution here at minute 15 of the race. So I mean, Andrew Bound, he knows that we got a long way to go, and quite frankly a longer time to get there. Still, these drivers are going to show us how what they say can't be done. That time Benjamin Forehand, he's able to use the large slipstream and draft here on the NASCAR oval. He puts down purple, fastest lap of the GT4 class. Samayo is still sitting P3 as looks like Andreas Profana is going to make his way out of the pits. Very on time there. Amethyst Reese right there with him. Amethyst, she sits P3 in the point standings tonight, as if you missed the start of this race, we got Josh Hunter and Daniel Higgins up there for the battle for the championship run. It's mathematically pretty much impossible here for Amethyst Reese to win the championship tonight, but she does sit there P3 in the standings. Back up here for second and third battle, Brandon Birch. How about Brandon? He was having some struggles joining here this race earlier on with some internet connection issues. Brandon Birch is going to try and find his way up to P2, 3 spots gained, as now through the bus stop, rescanned, redesigned here. I couldn't imagine asking a bigger task of these drivers from the Daytona International Speedway road course. It's that's pretty much what makes and breaks your lap time, is the Le Mans chicane here. Right now, Josh Hunter continuing to lead the race. If he wins here tonight, finishes higher than 7th, he wins the championship. Brandon Birch, Daniel Parmalee running the top 3 in the GT3 class. Oh, hang on just a second, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if it's the Sean and Tater curse or not, but driver 64 is down and into the pit lane. This was a front running spot here. I'm curious to see if Daniel is just going to stay out under a competition caution, and he's just trying to get enough race fuel into that tank there. Nico Colby's going to slot back up to P4 right now, and Darren Colby's in P3 right now. The father is leading the son here, and as well as that's a newer paint scheme this season here for Darren Colby. Vehiclebuyers.com if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell. Overstockvehicles.com as well. Newer paint scheme here for Nico Colby. It's same paint scheme there, but he's got the white transitions to black here when it's not under the lights, but the gold is definitely flashing it out here for the Nico Colby machine. If you're looking to vote for him, youthAthleteoftheyear.org. He is one of the front runners, if not the front runner in his class. Nico Colby also really trying to get into the final driver interview spot as he tries to chase down his dad right now. He's going to have a little bit of teamwork and dream work right there behind him from Impulse Effect, also known as Adrian Gutierrez. You can check his socials out there. He's got some slipstream and draft there on the rear end of Nico Colby. Let's see if he does anything with it here in the Le Mans chicane. Oh, he's got to do more than enough with it. Contact with Nico Colby. Nico goes for a flight there, somehow misses the tire barriers on exit. Yeah, I know Nico Colby kissed those tire barriers once, not twice, maybe even thrice within the practice session. Ooh, that could have been big. That could have been huge. Somehow these drivers look to fight another day. God, look at the contact off of the racetrack here for Nico Colby. Not only contact with the front bumper of Adrian Gutierrez there, but has the front two tires lifted up and off the racetrack. I wouldn't want to be Nico's spine there, as that would definitely be hurting tomorrow if we were real life racing. Thankfully, we're not here tonight. We're just, we're in the sim world, but these drivers have quite a bit of real life racing experience in the Apex Motor Club League up there just out of Scottsdale, Arizona. They got some cars all the way ranging from Mazda MX-5 racing out there to some Radicals to some LMP3s. You can't get much better than it, as well as you can't get much better than, excuse me, this battle for the race lead. Benjamin Forand, he's gained a spot from the drop of the green flag. He's got Andrew Bound right there with him. The two horseshoe corners, you gotta love them, especially in a GT4 car. It tests your patience ability to really wait to get back on the throttle there, as you're really trying to carry as much speed and momentum as you possibly can there into the corner. But you got to wait, not an even corner, not mid-corner, not even 3/4 corner, but I think right about to your 4/4 the way through the corner. Now you're able to get right back on the gas without spinning here. It's even more prevalent in the GT3 series cars, but we have seen a newer revamp of this GT4 class within this newer iRacing sim racing season that's out here. We're week 13 now, but these drivers getting to test things pretty early on for iRacing standards here, putting on a show for the fans tonight as well. Curious to see if we'll see a move down here into the Le Mans chicane this time by for Andrew Bound. He's not even going to be close enough to do it. Real quick checking on Daniel Parmalee. He was a driver who pit earlier on in the race. Not sure if it was for, I didn't see any contact that would have forced him to pit, but Daniel Parmalee, unless he's just waiting for the competition caution here at about 6 minutes time, he's back here in 9th place in the class, which is P16 overall. About Nico Colby, he's worked his way to the final driver interview spot. As what has happened to Darren Colby? I'm showing he's gone off track. I didn't think it was anything too egregious here, but let's take another look at Darren Colby's incident. I mean, you start to, that is not Darren Colby. You start to see Nico Colby and impulse effect there in your rear view camera, and it'll definitely start to have you thinking there pretty quick. Unfortunately, there just looks like a self-induced spin for Darren. He's going to lose, oh man, all the way from the final driver interview spot, drop him now back to P8, right there behind Ali Xay. Now, as we cut live back to live racing action once again, Nico Colby has started to get some rear view company of him there. Stone Colby sits 1.4 seconds back from that final driver interview spot for the GT3 class. If you're just now joining us in here tonight, first of all, I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart, as this is our championship night for the West Coast Sim Racing League. Man, Nico Colby, even after contact going 2 tires up and off the racetrack a couple laps ago, he's up to P3. This is out here tonight. It's between Josh Hunter and Daniel Higgins. Daniel Higgins slots back and falls back to P6 after starting up on the pole. He was looking for a Cinderella story here tonight after what could have been, but it's going to be pretty hard here, as it for now just for Josh Hunter to lose the championship. He just has to finish 7th or worse, and Daniel Higgins at this point has to win the race. So it's going to be pretty much a Hail Mary for Daniel Higgins at this point. But if you are just now joining us here once again, here's what happened to Daniel Higgins lap 1 of the race on these very cool, what am I trying to say? These Michelin tires that have 0 pace, 0 laps in them, as well as 0 pressures. Tire temps as well as pressures. There you go. Self-induced spin. Lap 1 of the race. They're coming out of turn 3. Oh, synchronized spinning. Ali Xay goes for a slip and slide as well. Also, we saw Stone Colby. So there was what, 1, 2, or 3 drivers who had an incident here in out of turn 3 at least. Only in the GT3 class. There's Stone Colby going for a spin. So is Adrian Gutierrez. Here comes the GT4 class. Thankfully, everybody's able to make their way through it all clean, green, and mean for that class there. 3 minutes to go to the competition caution. Josh Hunter still out here up front, but now we're starting to see Daniel Higgins. He's got to start to say, hey, I got places to be right now. It's up to P6 in class, but continuing to try and slice his way through the field here. If you're looking for some NASCAR betting, make sure you hit up DH Betting there on Instagram. He's on a hot streak right now. Be a great time to follow him and his account, as well as, follow him here out on the track tonight. He's not going for the NASCAR draft there. Oh, now he's going to slot back into it. Excellent timing there. Ooh, I stand corrected. He's going to do more than slot back into the draft there. He's going to dive down in here into pit lane. Only 2 minutes to go to the competition caution. It'll be interesting to see if there's any more takers here on pit lane before. That answers that question there. Ali Iksay is also in. So I believe Josh Hunter, Brandon Birch, Nico Colby, Adrian Gutierrez right now, all of these front runners within our GT3 class still have not pit. This is going to be, this got to get down to the nitty gritty here tonight. 2 minutes to go till the competition yellow. Benjamin Forehand, Andrew Bound, Marvin Samayoa, Amethyst Reese, and Warren Johnson rounding out the top 5 in the GT4 class as well. There's still battles heating up all over the racetrack. Speaking of it, now would be a great time to do the old side-by-side. Once again, gonna have GT3 battle for the final driver interview spots there on the hippie top of your screen. Bottom of your screen belonging to the GT4 battle there between Andrew Bound and Benjamin Forehand. Curious what we see, if any, move here down into the Le Mans chicane. Looks like Stone Colby not going to make a move there. That's probably smart. All these drivers are still learning this new redesigned and rescanned bus stop there for, I believe that's what, turns 9, 10, and then here coming out of turn 11 for NASCAR 3 and 4. We're going to start to look here to the nitty-gritty tonight. White flag for the competition caution, as this is championship night here tonight. Stone Colby's into the pits, Nico Colby's into the pits, Josh Hunter and Brandon Birch, pretty much all of our front runners up there in the GT3 class. I wonder here, will we see Daniel Higgins once again? Daniel, if he does win, Josh Hunter has to finish 7th or worse for the championship to go to Daniel Higgins. Could we possibly see the Cinderella story if things cycle out here tonight for DH? Speaking of cycle outs here, it will do just that for Adrian Gutierrez. About 5 seconds till the 15th minute, but we have to wait until, all the racers know this, we have to wait until the leader of the race makes their down and around the bus stop, I was going to call it sector, but really the bus stop chicane here tonight out of the back stop from the World Center of Racing. So it's really all up to impulse effect here. The race is on him, as well as the strategy call. In a few moments time, we're going to get this whole pack regrouped, restacked, as well as get the wave around as well. So don't go anywhere. Get maybe a drink or a snack here, as Adrian Gutierrez will take us to the caution flag in a few moments here. Josh Hunter, Brandon Birch, and Daniel Higgins, how about it? Could this be the night that he steals the championship away? I do say steals with all due respect, but come on. Daniel Higgins has been there race in and race out. That is how he is up there in those point standings. Adrian Gutierrez just needs to make his way out of turns 10 and 11 this time by, and we should see that competition caution fly loud and proud out of Barry the Flagman's hands. Oh no, this is bad timing for Gutierrez. He's gonna have to stay out here. That's what I was kind of worried about here. I was curious to see if he was gonna have to wait until the pits opened here under caution or not. But as I was told when to throw this caution, it is after the 15th minute, right when the drivers are making their way out of the last turn, so that they can catch the pace car, and it just kind of saves us a little bit of time here under yellow. Man, Brandon Birch, he's sparking a little bit there out of his rear end, at least out of 3 and 4. I don't think Brandon Birch has any damage here, but that's probably just the car getting glued to the track there with this massive rear wing out of this newer Aston Martin GT3. Brandon Birch, the Apex Motor Club Sim Racing vehicle buyers number 36, works his way up to P3, 2 spots gained since the drop of the green. Daniel Higgins, Nico Colby, Stone Colby, and Ali Iksay right there rounding out the front runners in the GT3 class. Stick with us. We'll be right back with you after a quick break on Stam Studio Network. Thanks, everybody.
Overstockvehicles.com specializes in selling great quality vehicles at wholesale prices. We have over 600 vehicles available for sale monthly, all at dealer pricing. Car Gurus awarded us with the top-rated dealer 2025. We also offer a first-time buyers program, extended warranties, and credit union members are always welcome. Please give us a call at 866-292-1631 for more information. And visit us today.
Alrighty, welcome back here, Stam Studio Network. Apologies for the quick delay there, as we're trying to get some race control stuff figured out here. Josh Hunter, Adrian Gutierrez, Brandon Birch, Daniel Higgins, Nico Stone, and Ali Iksay still up here leading in the GT3 class, although this might just change everything. Adrian Gutierrez now into the pits after he's finally able to pit under an open, under pit lane here, excuse me. And looks like Benjamin Forehand's going to stay out in the GT4 class. Andrew Bound, Marvin Samayo, and Amethyst Reese, Lewis Holloway all making their way down in the pits for the GT4 class. Interesting call here. We're going to have some. Ooh, this is interesting for Marvin, because I was interested to see on. I mean, I know that this is a completely revamped GT4 car between this whole season of iRacing. It'll be interesting to see if these newer tires can really get up to the heat and operating pressures here for the GT4 class, as Marvin still is up on the air jacks here. Not sure if he's just waiting to get some damage fixed there or what. Amethyst Reese looks like Joe Rainey, Warren Johnson, and Benjamin Forehand. Warren Johnson, Joe Rainey, Amethyst Reese. There you go. That will be our front four runners of the GT4 class this time around. And we got to shout out all the drivers here, not only tonight, but I mean throughout the whole season, putting on a show for the race fans. Josh Hunter and Brandon Birch, Daniel Higgins right now the top three in GT3. Josh Hunter, he's just trying to put this story to close here tonight, as he's got that BMW M3 machine up there into the lead of the race. Let's see here. I think we're going to get one lap to go this time by. My little hotkey didn't work there, so we might have to give these drivers one more lap this time. Let's take a look at the old track map. That might help things out here and see if anybody's still trying to catch up. Yeah, we do still have. I think that's is that Daniel Parmalee they're trying to catch up. So All right, I'll take you through the field here really quick on Stam Studio Network, and before I do that, once again, thank each and every single one of you joining in here tonight. It's been a great fun season. It brings a tear to my eye now that it comes down to an end here tonight for the West Coast Sim Racing League. Josh Hunter, Brandon Birch, Daniel Higgins, top 3. Nico Colby, Stone Colby, Ali Aksay, top 6. Benjamin Forehand's leader of GT4 class, Daniel Parmalee, Darren Colby sit over all 8th and 9th. Then back to the GT4 class, Warren Johnson, Joe Rainey, Amethyst Reese, Adrian Gutierrez, Andrew Bound, Marvin Samayoa, Lewis Holloway, and Andreas Profana rounding up the top 17. Alrighty, we should have about one more lap under pacing here as we still have, no, it's not Daniel Parmalee, excuse me, I believe this is, who is it? Andreas Profana, there we go. We got one driver catching up to the field. Warren, I know that you got a copy. I hear you trying to call. Okay, there it goes. Okay, apologies. It didn't go through last time by, but it looks like it will this time by here. So it looks like the lights are out on the iRacing safety pace car. The field's going to be in Josh Hunter's hands as we'll get the side-by-side cams up here for you live in Stam Studio Network. Let us know who wins it here tonight as championship racing comes down to this. You got the GT3 class up in the top, GT4 class up in the bottom, side by side. Now we're going to start to scrunch and bunch it up here into turn 1. Brandon Birch and Daniel Higgins right there. Daniel Higgins, he's second in the point standings right now. Can he possibly steal one away as Ali Aksay goes for a spin right in front of the GT4 class? We got another one going around. It's Joe Rainey in his new Rainey Homes Racing GT4 machine. Oh, right in front of, oh no, and Andreas Profana, nowhere for him to go as well. All right, well, things happen quick here on race restarts. About, okay, Brandon Birch now. This is now our front 2 runners in the points now are in the top 3 standings of the race. Final driver interview spot now belongs to Daniel Higgins, but don't look now. Nico Colby and Stone Colby are also right there with him. Oh, Stone, no Stone. Sean and Dater curse for the 52 Apex Motor Club Aston Martin. This is a new GT3 on the Sim Racing universe. It's also cool tire temps tonight. We know that these GT3s continue to struggle on these cool tire temps. Looks like Stone, it's all gone down here tonight for Stone. Brandon Birch, Daniel Higgins here out of the Le Mans chicane. Ooh, we're gonna start to work our way here down into the really second half of the race here after that competition caution, and I'm curious to see, do we see Daniel Higgins? We know he has the pace. I mean, race in and race out. He also has the slipstream draft up there with the driver up in front of him, a Brandon Birch, another vehicle buyer's Apex Motor Club machine. We're gonna start to see, oh, here we go. I was gonna say if not if, but it is when. Daniel Higgins, he's gonna fake the outside line. I like the move there. He's gonna dive it deep there in turns 1 and 2. Gets that more preferred braking line. Gonna not even send Brandon Birch. What? Oh, is no. Brandon Birch gets into the tire marbles there. No grip on the outside racing line. Brandon Birch, also another Sean and Dater curse victim here as Adrian Gutierrez impulse effect looks to work his way and take away that spot. Thank you very much. Top 3 driver interview spots. Another driver down and out of it here tonight. Now Nico Colby's going to retain that final driver interview spot for the GT3 class. 2 of our championship points runners. The 2 leaders, matter of fact, of them here tonight, as well as in the points. Well, the cream is going to rise to the top here. Daniel Higgins, Josh Hunter. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen. I know that Daniel Higgins and Josh Hunter, they are clean, green, and mean drivers. But we've seen the ethical wheel race in and race out. But I'm curious to see what happens here if Daniel Higgins is able to retain that race leading spot once again. Our pole sitter, spun out of the race lead, lap 1 of the race earlier on. He's looking, he is casting out the fishing rod right now. He is just ever so slightly reeling in our race leader, Josh Hunter. Josh Hunter, he gains 0.3 of a second there on corner entry of the Le Mans chicane, but if you send it deep into the Le Mans chicane, that's all you're doing. You're just losing corner exit speed. That's exactly what we just saw there for our race leader, our championship leader, Josh Hunter, out there out up front. If we do see a move here out of Daniel Higgins, Josh Hunter keeps the door wide open, but not only keeping the door wide open, there's enough grip down there on the outside line of turns 1 heading into 2 and 3. You can really help that exit speed quite a bit, especially in these GT3 cars. I'm surprised here. I mean, we see a BMW M3. It's not too often that the BMW GT3 in the iRacing universe has had quite a lot of pace. It's a whole new season here. It's also a whole new car. We have Nico Colby running in that newer Aston Martin. Got the vehicle buyers overstockvehicles.com machine paint scheme here for him tonight. Newer paint scheme, as well as it's trying to replicate his real-life Mazda MX-5 paint scheme there. It's doing an all right job here, except it looks white under the lights there at some points, then goes back to black. Daniel Parmalee, Darren Colby right now running 4th and 5th. Adrian Gutierrez, Brandon Birch, Stone Colby. And then we start to once again look back at the GT4 pack here. That's what you've come to expect here out of the iRacing universe. You start to see this the newer released car up to the front of the pack, not to put off Andrew Bound and Benjamin Friend and Marvin Samayoa's pace, but I mean that's something that we do see pretty common here in the iRacing universe. It's also pretty common to see Andrew Bound work his way back up to the race lead, steals it back away after gaining 2 spots earlier on in the race, then losing the lead to Benjamin Forand. Let's see. Okay, we'll get right back here to this battle as Daniel Higgins is going to find the speed, find the momentum. Nice slipstream and draft there out of out of NASCAR turn 4, heading into road course turn 1. He's going to use the shake and bake there, if you will. Daniel Higgins to the race lead. Although it is to the race lead, bear with me. Math is not my major here, but if my math is mathing, I do believe, once again, Josh Hunter does have to finish 7th or worse with a Daniel Higgins race win. So he's got that little bit of insurance that he's worked himself up throughout this whole race season here for the West Coast Sim Racing MultiClass League. 30 minutes down, 10 minutes left to go in the race. That brings a tear to my eye. We're getting to the end of it here tonight, as well as the whole season. Final time, ladies and gentlemen. This one's for you. Enjoy the quick sights and sounds from a Crank It Up here on Stam Studio Network. probably final one of the season here. You can go and crank this puppy back down. Sean Stam, producer, director, commentator, owner, Stam Studio Network, up here back with you in the booth. And is that a cheese head we got there on the old Warren Johnson driver cam? Oh man, he's in a tight battle right now with Lewis Holloway, and back and forth here between these two drivers. I'm liking the cheesehead. I think the Green Bay Packers got a nice chance here for them. I was about to say race season, football season here coming up for them. College season also starting to heat up with them as well. Man, how about Texas State having a really nice start to their season, as well as I believe it's, what is it, USF there? They got Miami. I would say if USF beats Miami here this weekend, do you give them first in the nation? Anyways, back off of some cheesehead topics here, and back out here to the race lead once again. Daniel Higgins, Josh Hunter, Daniel Parmalee. This is our two championship runners, and well, they're not only the two championship runners, but leaders here in the race. It's mathematically impossible for Daniel Higgins to win it, if my math is mathing. If Josh Hunter is not going to finish worse than 7th position. And right now it's looking quite the opposite here. I think Josh Hunter is looking to say something, look to leave a statement on the final race of the season for the West Coast Sim Racing MultiClass League. He's hanging right there with Josh Hunter, and I'll tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I would not want to be the leader coming to the white flag lap at the World Center of Racing. Look at the braking differential there as Josh Hunter just dives it deep into, oh no, 2 tires up and off the racetrack once again. We saw that earlier on in the race for Nico Colby. Daniel Higgins somehow, someway keeps the front splitter on it there from falling off. He's going to able to regroup and rearm here. This might be a blessing in disguise. He's going to lose the race lead here. Josh Hunter, he started to go to work there. He saw where he could make a pass and make a move if it comes down to the white and checkered flag here tonight, which I do believe it will if we don't have a spin or contact before it. Side by side here, look at the racing room here left between these two drivers. Once again, you can't get much better than West Coast Sim Racing action here. It is now back to Josh Hunter to the race lead, as he's going to have to start to play some defense here, some ethical wheel out of his right rear quarter panel. Daniel Higgins continues to draw a bead on that battle for the race lead. Here through International Horseshoe, really a nice opportunity to see the different racing lines, as well as, I mean, these are 2 completely different racing cars, albeit GT3s. I know that was one of the iRacing updates to the GT3 classes as they worked on the BOP. As this is still a newer, really unreleased season, we're still in week 13, but at least we have the updates to kind of try out here with us, as well as the newer GT4 class cars, as well as the GT4 rehaul. Anyways, we really don't know what GT3 car is faster at what tracks here just yet, unless you pulled a couple all-nighters just trying to do some testing there. Daniel Parmalee, it is unfortunate for Daniel Parmalee, because he was up there leading just a couple laps ago. It's been back and forth here once again. Josh Hunter, I think he's had enough of it. He says, all right, he either got the slow down there out of the LaMotte chicane, or just gives the spot right back to Daniel Higgins. I was really quick going to take a look at Daniel Higgins going off the track, but as I was going to take a look at that replay, we actually have a look at Brandon Birch last time by. This is in that Apex Motor Club newer Aston Martin GT3 machine. I don't think there's a rear bumper on there. Definitely losing some rear downforce with that at that point. What an immaculate save there for Brandon, but unfortunately he's going to tow it to virtual pit lane. Not only battles up here for GT3, but as well as GT4. Andrew Bound, it has been back and forth here, cat and mouse between Andrew and Benjamin Forand, taking a look at the lap time differentials. Andrew Bound, he put down the fastest lap of the race, on lap 14, 151.9. But look at 15 and 17 here as he gets a shot out of Benjamin Forehand's front bumper at a NASCAR turn 4. We're going to look side by side. We're going to look door to door here heading into turns 1. We should be sitting at about 2 to 3 laps here to go. Andrew Brown, he's going to have to play that defensive line there. He's going to be a little bit deeper on into the braking zone, continuing to retain the race lead. But Benjamin Forehand is knocking on that rear bumper. We see you, Moonlight. We see you, Terry, down there in the old YouTube lands. I know that your Monday nights and Thursday nights here might start to look a little lonely without some West Coast sim racing, but you best believe it. We still have some off-season racing that will be taking place. I'm going to get back behind the wheel here, so that'll be fun. I might stream some point of view races. First of all, let me know if that's worth even doing here, if that's anything that anybody would watch. Moonlight, Terry, we got to get you down here in the iRacing universe as well as some off-season time. It's a great time to get behind the wheel and do some testing here with us as well as go wheel to wheel, just like we're starting to see Daniel Higgins and Josh Hunter do. Daniel, he got deeper down in the braking zone, uses the more aggressive braking line, the defensive braking line. He's going to make that pass there on the race lead. Josh Hunter slots back to P2, but still leading the championship points here tonight if the math is mathin'. Just now joining us here real quick before we cut to out of NASCAR turns 1 and 2. This is really the second most important corner here. You can get a switchback. I'm glad that we stayed on it here briefly because you can get a switchback. You can try to set something up here in NASCAR 1 and 2, then into the Le Mans chicane. 2 minutes left on the clock with lap times ranging in the 144s. I believe this will be white flag lap coming to it this time by. We're going to start to see it get to the nitty gritty here. The championship 2 front race leaders, excuse me. One of them is going to win the race here tonight, but Josh Hunter, if Daniel Higgins and Josh don't make any contact, and if Josh continue to run P1, even if he slots back to P2 and falls back quite a few spots, he's got to fall back for P7 to make a move here. Josh Hunter, it is out to the race lead. It is out to what could be the championship run here tonight. On board with Daniel Higgins. He's in the slipstream. He's in the draft. Barney the flag man, he's got the white flag waving loud and proud. This is the surrender flag, the white flag lap. Anything goes here at this point. Higgins, he's going to try everything that he can there out of turns 1 and 2. Not able to make it stick there, at least to try and make a pass. Here we go through it, 3 and 4, a tight, technical, really flat hairpin chicane. Daniel Higgins, he's deeper into the braking zone, but loses just a little bit on corner exit. Does Josh Hunter have what it takes to hold off a hard-charging Daniel Higgins, our pole sitter here tonight? I know right now from experience, Daniel Higgins, he is clawing right now. He is doing everything that he can to reel in our race leader right now. These are the 2 championship drivers coming out of turn NASCAR 1 and 2 for the final time tonight. This is the whole season coming down to this. It's been blood, sweat, and tears for Josh Hunter. He's got a 0.4 of a second gap over hard-charging Daniel Higgins, Nico Colby, Daniel Parmalee, Stone Colby right now sitting 3rd, 4th, and 5th. If Daniel Higgins has anything left in the fuel tank right now, he's got to go and show for it as 0.6 of a second separate them here coming out of the Le Mans chicane. This is the final turn. If you're going to have anything for a race leader, it's going to come down here to the stripe. Newer, revamped aero model for the GT3 series. Josh Hunter, he is looking to take his BMW GT3 M3 machine to the stripe this time by Daniel Higgins. He's starting to close the gap, but I don't think he's got anything for him. Checkered flag flies here tonight. Hey, Josh Hunter, he's not only another race winner, Josh Hunter is a West Coast sim racing multi-class champion. Blood, sweat, and tears here, all coming down here to just 0.5 of a second separating Josh Hunter and Nico Colby. Oh, don't you tell me. Nico Colby slams on the brakes there at the line. Oh my God, what a 360, and he stuck it for Stone. Oh my days. We're gonna have some hurt wrists here after this checkered flag. Okay, top 3 driver interviews of GT3 belonging to Josh Hunter, Daniel Higgins, as well as Nico Colby. Top 3 driver interview spots. Here comes Andrew Bound out of the Le Mans chicane for the final time here tonight. 2.9 second gap over Marvin Samayoa. Man, Marvin worked his way back up to P2. Nice run for Marvin tonight. Almost goes back-to-back on race wins. Amethyst Reese, Warren Johnson, Lewis Holloway, Benjamin Forant, Andreas Profana rounding out the top 17 in the GT4 class. Drivers coming to the line to make this unofficially official, this time by Andrew Bound. Does it? He goes, kids, look away right now. What in the name of everything that is, okay. Andrew Bound takes away GT4 win. Samayoa P2, Amethyst Reese at the line, P3. Final driver interview spot for the GT4 class. We got the hydraulics bumping here tonight. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Oh my God. Never have I ever. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, Andrew Bound's gonna finally drive away from that one. I'm waiting to see the fireworks here. I know the fireworks happen here from Daytona, so stick with us here for those driver interviews as well, those fireworks show. My name's Sean Stam. We'll be right back here with you on the old SSN after a quick break from one of our sponsors and affiliates.
Overstockvehicles.com specializes in selling great quality vehicles at wholesale prices. We have over 600 vehicles available for sale monthly, all at dealer pricing. Car Gurus awarded us with the top-rated dealer 2025. We also offer a first-time buyers program, extended warranties, and credit union members are always welcome. Please give us a call at 866-292-1631 for more information. And visit us today.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey, Josh Hunter, this is Sean Stam live up here in Victory Lane. You got yourself a copy, man.
Yo, what's going on?
Oh, man, Josh, congratulations, not only on the race win, but I believe you've done it. You have won the championship for the multi-class race. Congratulations. I mean, it was a hard-fought season, blood, sweat, and tears, physically and mentally. It all comes down to this. What's going through your mind right now, man?
I don't know, man. Daniel was freaking almost like a Smurf this last race. I had a few battles with him and got to slow down, so it kind of made me panic a little bit. But, you know, me and him did the 6 hours Daytona a few weeks ago, so I know I taught him a few things at this track, and it looks like it stuck to him. So, yeah, it was a fun race and fun season also.
Man, it looks like it. And one of my biggest questions I was waiting to ask all the drivers here tonight, but who other than to asking the race and championship winner. Josh, what did the new bus stop feel like for that Le Mans chicane? I mean, all tarmac now, as well as the newer rendered rumble strips going into and out of the Le Mans chicane.
At first, I didn't like it because it really slowed down the lap times quite a bit. But once you get it figured out, learn how much you can cut the entry and the exit, and as long as you avoid the sausage curbs, it's pretty rewarding to do once you get it right. So I like it a lot.
Well, thank you for answering that question, Josh. It was it'd probably take me a whole day or two to get those down, but we saw a couple drivers struggle with them, go for a flight, get their pilot's license here tonight. Looks like you keep it on all fours. Congrats once again, Josh. Who we thanking here tonight for not only once again a race win, but that championship win as well.
Obviously, you for the broadcast, Warren for the league, and everyone that races with us and keeps it clean and makes it a fun league to race in.
All right, thank you so much for that, Josh. I can't wait to get behind the wheel there for you, or against you, I guess, in some off-season racing here. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I'm sure it'll be seconds off the pace, but man, I'll definitely try and follow in your footsteps. You know, got the pace in this GT3 car, and hopefully we see you next season, Josh.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, and going to cut down here to Daniel Higgins, who P2 of the race, P2 in the point standings as well. Daniel, it all comes down here to this tonight. Led a couple laps. Showing some real nice pace there in that Porsche number 1 GT3.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. It was the student was definitely learning from the master there in those last few laps. I was just trying to keep up. Josh obviously had the better pace with his 44.2. It was really fast. I just tried to stay. I spun early, and of course from the lead, and I knew I had some really good pace today in that Porsche, and so I just tried to work my way up, and Josh was just too good in the end. He was really good in the bus stop, and just had all the pace down the back straight, and so congrats to him on the championship. Congrats to Nico on third here, and then the other three, the GT4 class podium, and then I'm not sure, but I think did Reese get third? So congrats to or Bound, I forget.
Bound won GT4, Samayo, and then Amethyst B3.
So okay, congrats to all three of them, and yeah, it was a fun season, and try to get better. And see you next season.
Well, thank you for that, Daniel. That's it's going to be fun fighting down with you wheel to wheel in the old off-season races. That was a lot of fun to watch, and have a great rest of your night and a fun off-season as well.
Thank you. You too.
Alrighty, that'll round out P2 and then P3 GT3 class. Then we'll cut over to the GT4 race and class winners there. Nico Colby, you got yourself a copy.
Yep, I copy.
Oh boy, some newer paint scheme action here tonight. Man, it took me about we'll call it an hour or two to put it here together. It looks good. It looks clean. It looks fast. Nico, what was the track here like here? I mean, I think only the backstretch chicane was the only thing that had really changed. But what'd the car feel like, especially that newer Aston Martin GT3?
Yeah, the car definitely feels good. The straightaway, I think the Porsche was just a little bit faster, but it was fine because I think it maybe made it up in the corners, but it was just a fun race overall tonight.
Man, fun race, fun season. Thanks for putting on a show. I mean, this whole season for the race fans, Nico. How can you really... Oh, how do I word this question? What's the biggest... There you go. What's the biggest difference from this new Aston Martin possibly compared to another GT3 that you've been running race in and race out? iRacing loves to give some nice BOP to these newer cars they release. At least I found out.
Yeah, like the Lamborghini, I think's pretty fast in straight lines compared to this car. But this car seems good. I think it just needs to get a little bit more like... iRacing needs to do a little bit more of the BOP stuff, and it'll be like just on point.
Well said there, Nico. Short, sweet, and to the point. Is there anybody who you'd like to thank or shout out for, not only tonight, but I mean this whole race season? It all comes down to this.
You always for doing the broadcast and then making my paint scheme for tonight. Warren Johnson for putting on a good league, Mom, Dad, and just everyone that races that makes it fun.
Thank you, Nico. That goes a long ways there behind the scenes, and hopefully your wrists are okay there after Stone hit you, pulled a 360 out there after the checkered flag.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Nico. Real quick, before we cut to Andrew Bound in that GT4 class, I'd like to shout out the YouTube chats here. Not only tonight, but coming in here race after race after race. It's been so fun. I believe we got Moonlight Dancer, Terry, Impulse Effect. That's Adrian Gutierrez out there. Thank you all for joining us here tonight, and we'll continue to round out these driver interviews, starting with Dr. Andrew, I believe. Hang on, let me make sure it's right. Hang on. All right. Yep, there we go. It is confirmed. Andrew Bound. You got yourself a copy, man.
Happy to be here, Sean. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right here. Congratulations on your race win here tonight. It was a lot of back and forth in that GT4 class. What did this new Ford Mustang GT4 feel like for you, Andrew?
It's quick. It's very pushy. Did a lot of testing yesterday between the Mercedes and McLaren and the Mustang. The Mustang is easily like a half second faster than those other two cars.
Yeah.
And that's all without draft too. This is the first GT4 car I've raced that actually can keep up with the BMW in the draft. I actually started to catch up to the BMW. I think Andres Perfano was in one. I was stuck behind him for all of 30 seconds towards the end, so I was really surprised to be keeping up with the BMW. So this thing is definitely fast.
Wow, that's I knew it'd kind of be quick just because like the Ford Mustang GT3 is as well, but that's interestingly said. I might have to. There goes another $15 to the old iRacing. But Andrew, or at least in the replay right now, you're running over those rumble strips, the newly remodeled Le Mans chicane. What was the biggest difference from this scan of the track and the last scan, at least in that Le Mans chicane?
It's unstable both on entry and exit.
Oh god.
It's I think it's easier to get I think the boundary to get an off track is much smaller, or the limit to get an off track is smaller, so there's a fine line before you can push. Otherwise, a second and a half slow down.
It was already pretty tight there going into the before this update, and if you're saying that now, oh god, I'm gonna have to lock in here for some off-season racing.
Yeah.
Well, Andrew, thank you so much for that. Thank you for waiting here to stick around here for driver interviews. Who we thanking? Who we shouting out tonight?
Shout out the West Coast Sim Racing crew for always showing up for hosting a good race. Shout out Warren, always do a really good job with this stuff. And you, Sean, always put on a great broadcast. Looking forward to next season.
Thank you so much, Andrew. And man, it all comes down tonight. It puts a tear in my eye as we continue to wrap things up here. Andrew, thank you so much for sticking around here for the end of the race and your driver interview. Have a great rest of your night. Congrats on the class win.
Thanks, bud. Have a good night.
That leaves us now with about 3 more drivers to interview, starting with Marvin Amethyst. Then we'll round out with the league owner, Warren Johnson. Marvin Samayoa. This is, I think you know who it is at this point. You got a copy, man.
Who are you, Sean? No, I'm just playing.
What's
no, I'm just playing. No. You got a copy. You got a copy.
Oh, Marvin, man. Oh, man. It's a little stepping stone, I guess you'd call it. You're not going to come away with, back-to-back wins, unfortunately. But how about it? That's got to feel pretty good here. Win last night, P2 here tonight. You're continuing to show some really nice space here in the iRacing universe.
Thank you, Sean. Yeah, it's the first time I've done GT4 like competitively. And then this track is kind of newish to me. I haven't done it since Gran Turismo 7 came out. It's been a while ago. And then when the Mustang came out, I'm like, I kind of practiced the old layout, or at least the pre-scanned, the older layout, I guess, with the grass around the bus stop in the BMW. And I felt pretty solid, but yeah, with the Mustang, it's hard to put the power down, and the margin for error, like Andrew said, is smaller to get an off track. So.
Did you kind of start messing with the setup any, or at least in testing, or did you kind of leave it for what you were knowing that you were going to run here tonight, Marvin?
the only thing I messed with, at least when I practice, I was able to change the traction control levels initially, and it felt good. And I was like, okay, I'm solid. I feel consistent, no problem. But when I jumped in here, that was locked out. So I was actually pedaling the throttle application a lot over the track. But then I was watching Andrew and Benjamin, and then I kind of got it fixed. And I was like, okay, cool. I feel more comfortable. And then I adjusted the brake bias. For me, a car that pushes a little is actually fine. Like, I'm used to it because I drive my Camaro in autocross, so it kind of helps.
Oh, well said, Marvin. I know that we run fixed setups here for the West Coast Sim Racing League, so quite a few of those options are unfortunately locked. But you do have the brake bias to adjust, and man, looks like you adjusted it the right way here tonight. Gained 2 spots since the drop of the green. Congrats on another podium finish. Who we shouting out here, Marvin? Who makes it all possible for you?
Thank you. I want to say thank you to my wife, Taylor. Thank you to my parents. Thank you to you, Sean, as well, because, you know, I help you out. I know what you go through, so thank you. And congrats again on 1K followers on YouTube. Thank you to Warren, West Coast Sim Racing League. Did a one-off on this one, kind of pulled a Kyle Busch in the Truck Series Xfinity, you know. So, and but yeah, I'm happy with P2. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of battles, and it was a good run. I'm happy with P2.
Well, thank you, Marvin. Can't wait for some off-season racing with you there, and maybe, I don't know if Warren's thinking about it, but maybe even NASCAR racer too. Thank you, Marvin. The Marvin Tater, producer, commentator, coming in P2 for GT4. Have a great night, Marvin.
Thank you. You too, Sean.
All righty, 2 to go. Stick around here with us. Amethyst Reese, Sean up here in the Podium Finishers broadcast booth. Got yourself a copy.
Hello.
All righty, we are happy to have you up here back in the Podium Finishers broadcast booth. Amethyst, you saw, every single race. I was waiting for it. When would we see you change the car? Nope, not one race out of this 13-race season. How was the Aston Martin treating you? Not from only the World Center of Racing, but the whole season.
Most of the season, it's been great. I could definitely tell that the Mustang was faster on the straightaways than the Aston Martin was. This was difficult with the new tire model because I didn't get to do any practice before showing up tonight. But honestly, I think the new tire model actually fixed a lot of my complaints with the traction control on the Aston, because it used to be if the Aston got a little sideways, the traction control would kick in so hard that it would just bog down and you'd lose so much time. And it really feels like now you can still put your foot down while you're a little sideways and actually get some power down. And I noticed that even at the end, I could actually do donuts at the end when I was never able to do that with traction control on in the past. So that part definitely felt much better, but I definitely felt like I was at a pace disadvantage to the Mustangs.
Interesting stat on both. The starting and ending remarks there. Not only that was my biggest complaint, I think, with the GT4 class, is just the TC. It kind of felt wonky, but you saying that, even about to burn some donuts down here in the fixed setup, that's saying something. As well as, I would say give it a week or two here, and then I think that BOP will be right back to where it belongs. But Amethyst, it's nice to have you up here in the final driver interview booth once again. Quite a few podiums this season. What's going through your minds here, not only tonight, but heading into the off season? And is there anything you're thinking about next season?
Well, most of what I was thinking about tonight was just making sure that I was, if Andrew won, I was making sure I was going to come home third so that I could take that championship spot. I really thought Marvin was going to be the spoiler tonight, but unfortunately for Benjamin, but fortunately for me, he opted not to pit during the safety or during the competition caution, and that cost him at the end of the race. So I was thankful to actually be on the podium tonight, because I really do think Benjamin probably deserved it more. But overall, super thankful to end up where I did, and that keeps me just enough points ahead of Andrew. That's what matters. overall, just I'll look forward to more relaxed and casual races for the next few weeks.
Oh, well said, Amethyst. It'll be fun going with you wheel to wheel there, race in and race out in the off season. Congrats again on another podium. Have a great rest of your night, Amethyst.
Thank you. You too.
All right, thank you all for sticking around here for it. We got the league owner, then we're gonna wrap it up here. The West Coast Sim Racing League, the old season one here. It's gonna come down here to an end. Warren, is Sean up here? You got yourself a copy, man.
Hi, can you hear me, man?
Loud and clear. We got the old cheesehead. There it is. I just got to the driver interview. Yes.
That's right. That's right. Go Pack, go, baby. Go Pack, go.
Are they playing
that dub tonight?
Thursday night?
Yeah, we got that dub over the Redskins. So
oh, yeah.
We beat their ass 27-18. Hey, we're going to the Super Bowl this year. That's all I can say. This team's crazy.
You know what I gotta say to that, Warren?
Yeah, the Cowboys. You're a Cowboys fan, right?
No. Buffalo.
Oh, the Bills. Hey, I like the Bills. I like the Bills.
The Bills
also
also the slot machine. But anyways, Warren, congratulations. That was a lot of fun. You put on an immaculate race season. Your car and track combos cannot be beat. Warren, what's going through your mind tonight, and what are you thinking about going to the next season, man?
I'm thinking about next season. That's what I'm thinking about. I was way in the back tonight. I was just kind of cruising, and me and Lewis had a good race back there. Him, and Joe. Yeah, we were battling. Joe was back there too, and then he got taken out by Alexei on the restart, which sucks for Joe because we were having kind of fun in the back. But either way, no, I'm just thinking of next season improvements. Always trying to improve the league and do whatever I can to give a good product to these guys. So, and everybody that races with us. So that's my main goal, my main focus.
You're doing a great job at it, Warren. Keep up the great work, as well as Amethyst. I know she helps out there with the points. Thank you, Amethyst. And once again, all the drivers show week in and week out. Warren, who would you like to thank? Is there anybody who makes it all possible this whole race season, man?
Yeah, of course, you for doing the broadcast. We're looking forward to bringing you on for season 3. It's going to be a good season for both the series. It's not going to be multi-class next season, but it'll be something different. And we'll figure that out for the Thursday races. But Monday, GR Cup, always that's our bread and butter. That's never going away. I'd like to thank everybody in the league as always. Big thanks to everybody. We had a pretty good turnout tonight, I think. So they make it possible. They make all this possible. We wouldn't be able to run a league without them, and we're hoping to bring on some more people. And we'll sad to see anybody go if they decide to leave, but we are happy to have everybody here. So thank you to my league and all my members. We're can't thank you enough for that. All the admins that have helped out throughout the season, like Robert Schwankler has helped this league a ton. He's an expert on running leagues. He just doesn't want to run leagues anymore. And I can see why, but I like doing this. So it's but I won't stop. But he's got a family and everything, so I get it for him. But he's helped a ton, and thanks to Amethyst for doing the points and a lot of the replay videos. That was good help because I don't like doing that shit after the race. Sometimes it's annoying.
Oh, yeah.
So I just have everything to do. So, but no, I got a lot of help, and all the stewards that have helped. Who's on the stewards? Joe, myself, Amethyst, Zane, our coach. Thanks to him for coaching and getting some of these guys skill level up. Hopefully he can keep doing that and still improve some of these guys that race with all of us. I mean, we all have something to learn from that guy. So thanks to him, of course, all our sponsors, Overstock Vehicles, vehicle buyers, all the Colbys, the Rainies, all the Apex guys for coming in and helping out and participating. Love racing with those guys, love hanging out with them, look forward to seeing them in real life. And then their league's still gonna do broadcast races, I believe, on Wednesdays I don't know if they have a season or not, but definitely check those guys out. I'll be racing there on Wednesdays or sometimes commentating because I'm not the best in the Miata. but it's fun hanging with those guys and watching them race. They're a great group of people. And thanks to the viewers, of course. You know, you make the streams possible. You got 1,000 subscribers now. It's focus on 5,000 now, or that's where you'll get there in no time, and it's just going to keep rolling. So, congrats to you for that, and yeah, thanks to everybody else. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry, but it's been a great season 2 for both leagues or both series, and looking forward to season 3, guys.
Thank you so much, Warren. That's very well said there, and have a great rest of your night as well as the off season. Can't wait to get some side-by-side racing with you during the off season as well.
All right, thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Warren. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you, everybody down here in the old YouTube land. Have a great rest of your night as well. Be sure there's a free trial available for Race On, RACEON. I'll be producing and directing some live racing Saturday night out at Cotton Bowl Speedway, just outside of Austin, Texas. I'm nervous as hell for it here, but it might be a step in the right direction. And then, of course, like Warren was saying, I'll be also live up here in the Apex Motor Club series just outside of Scottsdale in Phoenix, Arizona, and here in just at the end of October as well. So be sure we're going to start to we're not never going to go away from sim racing, but start to transition to some real life racing. So free trial available there for Race On. Catch some dirt track racing, real life racing, me producing and directing it Saturday night here. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your off season. Let me know down there in live YouTube chat. I'm going to scroll through it here if some point of view racing during the off season is anything that would be of attention there. And thanks, everybody. It's been a whole season, blood, sweat, and tears. It all came down to this here tonight. Josh Hunter taking away the championship. Congratulations, Josh. Thank you, everybody, joining here tonight, and have a great rest of your night. Drive your virtual cars home safe. Fly those virtual flights home safe. Thanks, everybody.